This is sports stuff. Bing, bing, bing. Betting stuff.
Yes.
Betting stuff.
Let's go.
We have reached that time in the calendar year, in the sports betting year, in the football calendar, where we get to chat about
So happy.
some of the games,
We
a
got
lot
them
of the
all today.
games, a lot of the games today. So, as a reminder for anybody that's not used to this is a subsection of the Sports Stuff with Jim and Muff Enterprise. This is Sports Stuff Betting Stuff, the number one sports betting podcast coming out of the Sports Stuff with Jim and Muff Enterprise. I'm your host, the guider of this rudderless ship, and the person who tries to bring order to the chaos, Muff. Joined alongside is part of the SSJM crew, starting off with the Ohio Homer, the man who likes to bet Nebraska, loves to bet Nebraska, but we tell him never to bet Nebraska, Jim.
I'm so happy I'm here. This is my favorite time of year. Since you guys got me hooked on this betting thing, this is by far my favorite part of sports stuff with Jim and Moff.
For a little reference, when Alex and I did this the first year, pretty much solo, Jim was not a fan, did not want to be a part of it, and then sports betting became legal in Ohio.
And now I'm amped.
Also joining alongside is the medical degenerate. I don't know what other titles you have with betting.
That's me.
Alex.
I take injuries into consideration.
That's
how I can
perfect.
pull medicine into betting.
Yeah.
We expect a thorough breakdown of injuries, mostly probably in the NFL, probably not so much in college, as we get into this. Again, for any new listeners, this is available on Spotify, on Apple Podcasts, as well as on YouTube. And on YouTube, you can learn more about our tokens, our totems, the items of good luck that we bring to the table. First off, Alex, explain your totem to the listeners and to the viewers. They can see it.
I feel like we're using the word totem, but are we using the word totem or are we using the word token?
Interchangeable.
They're interchangeable because totem, right? In the movie Inception, they had totems to prove that they were in real time or not real time.
Good point. This Boonies hat is because this year I'm getting down in the trenches and I'm going to take the title of the best sports stuff with Jim and Muff better.
Yeah, it's kind of like a bucket hat. It's a very NFL training camp type item.
We're out in the dog days here. This is a grind.
It is a grind. Jim, your totem is?
I got the Kraken hat. It served me well last year. I made a comeback with it. So I'm going to rock the Kraken hat.
And my totem is the knockoff Pit Vipers, the Breakers, the sunglasses. They allow me to see the betting board with a filtered view.
More clearly.
Maybe less clearly, more clearly. I don't know. I think they weed out the bullshit is what they really do.
Yeah.
So how this works, right? This is the betting show. Typically, in the heart of football season, we'll have both college and the NFL to work through. So we'll go through some of the lines. This week, we're going through a lot of the lines, at least for discussion. We will then decide on our best bets individually. That could be anywhere from 2 to 3 to 10, depending on how down Jim is. He's usually the one that has the shotgun approach.
Yeah.
If needed, we'll see if that strategy plays out at the beginning of this year, or if Jim's going to be a little bit more disciplined.
Probably going to be a little bit more disciplined.
I think he's going to start off disciplined and then end up not.
That's typically what I'll do, yeah.
He's coming into this very disciplined, but the first game on the slate may just tear that all to hell.
I'm going to catch all kinds of shit for it.
So we'll see. We'll get there when we get there. We also have specialty picks. We will get to that after the individual picks, but we typically have the lock pick of the week, which may have a new name this year. But again, we'll chat with that. We also have the underdog pick, which inevitably leads to discussion with Jim about what it means to be a moneyline dog.
We're going to have to review it to start the year.
Reckoned we would. Yep.
And there's sometimes a parlay that we toss in, which is a mixture of our best bets that we say, hey, if you want to ride and die with us, this is the one.
What week do we think there will be a risky baboon?
Probably not like till 11 or 12.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
So for you two, week 5, got it. Just cut that in half. Like, for
So,
those are new listeners, the risky baboon pick was the parlay of long odds to come up with a parlay with even longer odds in order to chase the money.
Ridiculous. Yeah.
Is to chase the money. The introduction song was Easy Money by who sings Easy Money?
not us, just to clarify,
Yeah,
we're not
not
saying
us.
they sing it.
Wow, yeah. It's not us. It doesn't happen on YouTube because we'll get the copyright stuff, but on Spotify, we're looking for that easy money. I have a secondary totem this year. Going to be my leisure reading until I finish it. It is the new book from gambling guru Billy Walters called Gambling Secrets from a Life at Risk. Billy Walters has been a part of sports books as well as sports betting in the billions of dollars mark, and has people that actually have coordinated with him on best bets because he can really no longer place bets at sports books, legitimate sports books, because they will not take his money because he's taken so much from them.
So this is not a paid advertisement either. This is you actually wanting to read this.
Purchased the book. It is, I think, 2-ish weeks old as far as out from the publisher. So I'm going to hopefully gain some knowledge that I can get an edge on not just sports books, but on my fellow competitors, because this is a competition between us. There are winners, there are losers.
Yeah.
And we keep track of that week to week. So you will have a running total of who's best, who's not best, and who has the bragging rights.
Who's mid?
Who's mid and who's less than mid. Sometimes that is the case. But anything I'm missing, boys?
No, I think you're good, buddy. Let's
I think we're doing pretty well.
yeah, let's rip into it.
All right. So obviously this week we only have college football as far as there's no NFL football left until the regular season. Now the preseason is done. So we have college football week 1. We did not do this week 0 because there weren't enough games to really look into. And, it's a grind. So we needed the week to prepare ourselves mentally, physically, and emotionally.
And financially.
And financially, we had to do that. I actually parlayed in a different way than the parlay bet, a casino bonus on FanDuel, which is our exclusive sportsbook, FanDuel Sportsbook.
Not a paid advertisement.
Also not a paid advertisement.
But if they wanted to pay us, we'd take it.
Absolutely.
We would take it every time. But I parlayed a casino credit into my bankroll.
Nice.
So that is what I'm going to be starting with, is the money that I was able to parlay into that. So get on FanDuel. Follow us. Yeah.
If they want to track your guys' bets, do you still do that, Muff?
I'm not as involved in it anymore.
I probably will. I track the majority of my bets, sometimes even my side bets, not even the best bets, here on the Action app. And if you want to follow me, you can download the Action app. And I am, as I pull the app up to confirm my handle, I believe it's C McPherson 20, but I need to make sure it is at C McPherson 20. You can follow my bets, tail my bets, fade my bets, do all the things to my bets.
I always pretend I'm gonna do it, and I'll start off doing it really strong for like a week, and then I fall out. So I have one on there. Look at Muff's friends. I'm on his friends list, and there might be bets there.
You know what? I think I'm going to do it this year.
Maybe
I might jump on. I am going to jump on that.
The Action app is useful because you can really, if you only put in the bets that are our best bets, you can track your units up, units down, total money up, total money down. So it is a useful tracking tool, aside from just the win-loss record, which does not indicate units up or down record.
Yeah, so I'm gonna track my bets.
So you can get with Jim when he gets his account. He'll have his handle next week.
Yeah.
So, all right, it's time. It is time. It is time, Bruce Buffer style, to get into week 1 college football starting on Thursday night.
That's so exciting. That's only
what's wrong.
2 more sleeps.
2 more sleeps.
We're recording on Tuesdays. We're recording Tuesdays or Wednesdays week to week. This week we're recording on Tuesdays, and this will come out on Thursday morning. So you can listen. Typically, Thursday morning is going to be the day that this comes out.
Yeah.
So you can look forward to that in addition to the regular show, which comes out on Monday mornings. As a reminder, you can follow us at Sports Gym Muff on Instagram and Twitter/X, Sports W/Gym Ampersand Muff on Facebook, on YouTube, all the action verbs. Get the bell on.
Get
Ding
the bell
ding.
Do all the things. Engage with us on our social media. We've been having more engagement on our social media. We've got more things going down on the platforms. So get in on
Keeps
the
us
fun.
honest.
It actually just gives people reason to look backwards 2 months from now and be like, you all are idiots.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Keeps us honest.
So starting on Thursday, first, this is just so perfect that it's the first game.
Yes, it is.
Nebraska at Minnesota. Minnesota is a 7-point favorite with an over-under set at 42.5 points. Jim, I'm gonna let you take this one in discussion.
Yeah, I historically love betting on Nebraska. I'm leaning Nebraska
Shocker.
plus the points. Plus the points.
So this is right. Some of the ins and outs of the understanding college betting or understanding football betting, not just college betting, is remember at 7 points, there's an opportunity for the push, and 6.5 is one of the magical numbers in football betting.
Yeah. So I feel like Nebraska's gonna blow the doors out, honestly.
Yeah, it's at Minnesota, which means something, I think, more so in college football than does in the NFL. Minnesota has a new quarterback at the helm because Tanner Morgan graduated. I do know that. I do not know really anything about Nebraska.
New coach.
New coach. Taylor Martinez finally graduated, right?
Yeah. But he transferred, I think, too, before who knows? He's been in college
for his 8th year.
He's got his doctorate at this point.
Good for him if he's getting it for free. Well done.
Yeah.
Well done. So I'm staying away, mostly because of the 7 number as well as the unknowns at both of those offenses.
Yeah. Don't care. I'm probably leaning that way.
Yeah. Alex, any thoughts?
No, I'm not going to bet on that one.
Okay.
It'll be fun to watch, and I kind of want Jim to take money on Nebraska just so we can laugh at him.
Oh, and it gives us something to cheer for or not cheer for on Thursday.
Precisely.
Which is always fun. Always having something to cheer for every day of the week when there's football on makes football fun.
Oh, it's gonna be a great Thursday night.
Next on Thursday night, we have Florida at number 14, Utah. Utah favored by 6.5, over under set at 44.5. This is another game where me personally I'm going to stay away. Yes, Utah is ranked 14, but what does post Cam Rising Utah look like?
There is no post Cam.
He's
Cam
still there?
Still there, which is why I'm really leaning towards Utah.
That,
I love my boy Cam. That boy is tough as nails. Coming back from that injury, I don't think Florida's got it.
This is another one I don't know enough about Florida either. Obviously, I misspoke about Utah, so this is even more reason for me to stay away.
I am pumped to watch that game.
Alex, thoughts?
This is another one I think I'm staying away from. I leaned kind of Florida for some reason, but I think I have like this weird bias in my head right now because I've been hearing so much about Florida from all of the documentary stuff. So in my mind, I'm like, oh, Florida, they're supposed to be good.
Overhyped.
Yeah, I think I'm probably going to stay away. I'm going to try to be conservative to start off the season because I know at some point I'm going to get trapped into a shotgun blast with Jim and financially we'll start slow.
That's smart.
This is not a bad strategy. And lastly, on Thursday, we have the Battle of Miami, Ohio, taking on Miami, Florida, in the state of Florida. Miami, Florida, favored by 17.5, over under 45.5. There's been a lot of shit talk on this game.
Yeah. I have another operation going on at with some friends, and I have to take this game because part of the situation is you have to take a non-Power 5 game.
Mm-hmm.
And this is that game. So I'm very interested in what you guys have to say. If you guys say, "Well, I'm not taking it," that's not going to help me. But I have a hard time not saying Miami, Florida. Like I think Miami, Florida will win, but that 17.5, Miami of Ohio is not a slouch.
I don't think I feel less that Miami of Ohio is not a slouch and more that Miami Florida is not that good. I mean, they haven't proven to me that they are going to blow out a team.
That's a big number. And one thing, so Jim and I have been doing these types of discussions, and whether or not we were placing formal bets, we were betting against each other. One thing that is held relatively true, I want to say, and Jim, correct me if I'm wrong, is that high numbered favorites hold up more often than not in week one.
Yep. Yep.
So,
You're right. You're right.
Again, is this one of those games? I don't know. I'm gonna lean Miami, Florida to cover just because that number seems so high. It's in Florida. I think there's a lot of things that Miami of Florida is wanting to prove, and Miami, Ohio was the start of a lot of the shit talk in this.
Mm-hmm.
And I think them dogs down in Florida are gonna come out ready to play. But that's a lean. I'm not going to say definitively. It's something I'm considering though.
All right. Good take. Good take.
Moving on to Friday football, the Battle of Michigan, not the Michigan teams we're thinking about. It's Central Michigan at Michigan State. Michigan State favored by 14.5, over under set at 45.5.
See, this is one where I feel like I'm leading Central Michigan to cover, and I don't really have a good reason.
Oh, see, and I'm not gonna tell you not to take that. This is not.
I'm not probably gonna, but that's if I was gun to my head, I feel like my gut's telling me Central Michigan to cover.
My gut says that half point maybe says do that, but I feel like Michigan State's kind of underrated.
Okay. Do you pay more attention to the Big Ten than me? So at this point in the year, when I'm just basing off my gut more or less.
I think they'll if they win, it's going to be big.
This is one of those if they come out hot.
Yeah, they're going to just beat the dog shit out of it. But otherwise, it's going to be a loss. That's how I feel.
Interesting.
I mean, again, I really don't know enough about either team to have a good stance either way, so staying away.
Yeah, I will too. I'm not putting any money on that.
Next,
but I'm not telling you to stay away, Alex.
I know. Okay, well, that's saying something because usually you're very adamant when you are telling.
When Jim tells Alex to stay away, he means to stay away.
Yeah.
Next, we have Louisville at Georgia Tech. Louisville favored by 7.5, over under 48.5.
I will stick true to my rule on this one and will not bet on it
because it's Georgia Tech.
Yeah. Oh, hell no.
Yeah, I have no real interest in betting on this game.
Yeah, I don't have interest either. If I was to venture anything, and this isn't even a lean, it's just a hey, if I was forced, I would probably look more at the over under, and I would consider the over.
Life's too short.
Life's too short to bet the under. Friday night football. Both of these teams probably want to come out hot. I think they're going to be willing to take some chances on the offensive side of the ball. But again, there's no real basis for that aside from my gut. So staying away. And lastly, on Friday, we have Stanford at Hawaii. Is this truly at Hawaii?
That's
what
a good
it says
question.
on the FanDuel. I don't know.
Well, Hawaii's the home team,
right.
But I don't know what island the school is on, and if there's any other reasons not to host the game. Stanford is favored by 3.5, the over under 58.5. Timmy Chang is Hawaii's head coach. Timmy Chang of Hawaii lore, when he was the quarterback in the air raid run and shoot offense. I believe that was under June Jones. So he's trying to bring that back to Hawaii, but I do not know if they have the personnel to do it.
I don't see. Yeah, this says it's at the Clarence T.C. Ching Athletics Complex in Honolulu, Hawaii.
So Hawaii played in the week 0.
Mm-hmm.
Only lost by 7 to Vandy,
which they covered because I think they were about 13 or 14 point underdogs.
This is the game that wants to get me because I want to take Hawaii.
I won't bet it, but I think Hawaii covers.
Right. This gives you reason to stay up on Friday night.
Exactly. Yes. And if there was a narrative here, it would be Hawaii to win, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And that's what I'm saying. This is what traps me. It's going to be the only game on. I'm going to be up watching it, and I'm going to want to bet on it. So I'm going to take Hawaii, and I'm going to be like, what's the narrative? I got to take Hawaii, and I'm going to lose for the second week in a row betting Hawaii, and it's going to take at least a third, and then I'll stop doing it.
You bet Hawaii money line last week?
Yes.
Oh, that was silly.
Vandy's not good.
you could have coupled that with a Hawaii to cover. That way you had
Yeah,
a
no.
little double sided action there.
I did my own little risky baboon and didn't hit a single leg of it. So
I would lean more towards the over on that.
Okay. I don't think, from my perspective, I think all of it's a coin flip in this game.
Yeah, Alex, I'd probably shoot the over on that one, buddy.
maybe I'll keep that in mind.
I mean, if you want to bet it,
Yeah. Yeah, I'll keep that in mind because then I could just root for points.
yeah,
too.
and
Right.
it wouldn't be bad.
You root for fun. Root for fun on a Friday night.
I mean, especially if you're like Friday night drinking, it's late.
Yeah.
And you're just happy as you pass out.
Exactly.
So I have a tea time early Saturday morning, so I'm probably not going to be staying up. So it's going to give me reason not to bet that as well.
Yeah, good point. Fair point.
But moving into Saturday football, wake up with college game day and get ready.
Wow. Real college game day. It'll be good. Regardless what Jim says, I'm excited.
Jim's not going to bite into that. I already tried.
I know.
Nope.
It's okay. But we will have a full slate of college game day, right? With a full slate of games, which usually brings more excitement to, I think, that show. So there should be a lot of fanfare and fun on the first Saturday college game day with a full slate.
Mm-hmm.
Lots of games to talk about.
I feel like we're gonna some of these are gonna be quick opinions because some of
Yes.
these I don't have anything to comment on. I will
Right.
say.
First, we start out with
Talk
the
about it.
prime era in Colorado as Colorado visits Texas Christian University, with TCU favored by 20.5 over 63.5. TCU is ranked 17 going into the season.
I've been looking at this since it came out, whenever the spread came out earlier in the week. And I think Colorado covers it. I'm really, really leaning on that. I got my slate already, but if I wanted to throw another game in there and like throw the whole let's play conservative at the beginning of the year, this would be one I'd throw on there. I think Colorado covers. I could be buying into the prime hype. And this is not a Big 12 knock.
Okay.
This is not. I think it's more on I don't think prime gets beat out by 20.5 points.
See, I'm not going to bet it because I don't believe that confidently. But if I had to, I would go the other way and say TCU covers. I think the prime hype dies quickly. I think that I wonder if there's a distraction of the prime hype going away, dealing with prime hype, and going into a team that I think feels like they have something to prove after getting blown out in the national championship. You know what I mean? Like, are they going to be over prepared? Like, they know prime is coming to their house. Like, they are ready. They're here for business. They want to make a statement that we are the team that, deserved to be there last year. Let's kick them in the teeth.
Sure.
Yeah. I'm looking at this strictly from a personnel perspective, that Colorado brought in some ungodly number of transfers. And I think it's going to take them 2 to 3 weeks to fully find their personality as a team.
And that's a fair point too.
So I think it's just more of a team gelling factor that needs to take place there. So I'm staying away. Colorado could very easily hold this within a touchdown, or TCU could pull away in the second half and win by 4 touchdowns.
Yeah.
So this is the ultimate stay away, because I just want to see how it plays out.
Fair.
Next, we have Arkansas State at number 20, Oklahoma. Oklahoma favored by 36.5 over under 58.5. I'm leaning the over. This is Arkansas State is one of those pesky teams that finds a way to just not even necessarily stay in it, but stay close enough. And if Oklahoma's putting up points and Arkansas State finds a way to get 2 or 3 touchdowns, then this game easily goes over, in my opinion.
Do you think Arkansas State scores 2 or 3 touchdowns for real?
I
know what? Don't answer that. I'm going to go to Alex. Alex, do you think 2 or 3 touchdowns out of Arkansas State?
I could see it turning into like a USC San Jose State game last week where they end up winning like 50 something to 20 something.
Okay.
I could see it.
That's how I see this happening.
Yes, exactly. That's what I say. I could see that happening as the over. I'm not confident that it will. So I don't want to, none of those bets are attractive to me in this game. So I'm going to stay away. But I could see in a world where that does happen.
Yeah, I'm staying away. Muff taking the overs.
Well, that's a
where I was like,
lean. That's just me talking about it.
yeah, fair enough.
Next, we have Fresno State at Purdue. Purdue favored by 4.5, over under 47.5. Stay away in every way possible.
Yeah, I have no
I-
desire to bet this game.
If I had a gun to my head, I'd take Fresno State to cover.
I'm just gonna stay completely away from it.
Plus 4.5 is a good number. It's a good number to have
Yeah.
in college. Next, we have ECU at Michigan. Michigan favored by 35.5, over under 51.5. This is right. This is looking at a pretty much like a 42-7 game.
With no Harbaugh.
No,
That's what they're
Harbaugh's there.
they're postponing it, aren't they?
Yeah, they
Probably
didn't.
not
The
blur.
NCAA did
Is that
not
right?
accept.
But I thought they self-imposed.
They self-imposed. The NCAA said, "Nope, we're not accepting what you say."
Like basically
gonna-
not accepting the plea bargain.
Right.
Ah. Are you
So-
100% on that?
I am pretty sure if
I
they
feel like
self-impose,
98.
they self-impose, it's silly because they didn't
If you're not
accept
getting
it.
anything for it, yeah.
You're right. They're saying you can do that, but it's not going to help in any way.
So you
And
might
their
as well just know.
offensive coordinator is suspended though for the opener.
Yeah, I'm not gonna probably bet this one. That 35.5 is a little high just with everything going on. I think Michigan routes them. But 35.5 makes me a little nervous, so I'll probably stay away early in the season.
Yeah, it's at
No,
the big.
that
Hmm.
Harbaugh is suspended too.
It's self-imposed because the NCAA did not suspend him.
Right. So the offensive coordinator and Harbaugh are
What
suspended
is the date of the article you're referencing?
today.
Okay, fair enough. That's good then. Either way, I'm staying away from this. If I were to venture, I would venture I'd venture Michigan to cover, just because they're going to dominate on the lines.
I might take if I had to again, I'd take the under.
I'm just not gonna touch it.
Not touching
Final
it.
decision.
Next, we have Ball State at Kentucky. Kentucky favored by 26.5, over under 48.5. Kentucky in the post Will Levis era. No idea who's a quarterback. Ball State, no idea what's going on there. Staying away.
Yep, me too.
Virginia at Tennessee. Tennessee favored by 27.5. Over under 56.5. The Who's suck, right? Virginia's just not good.
Yeah, they're just trash. I think Tennessee covers this.
Yeah, I like that thought. At 27.5 is a good number, right? It's a half point under the 4 touchdown mark.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to lean Tennessee to covers on this one.
I agree with the lean.
Next, we have Utah State at Iowa. Iowa minus 25.5, over under 45.
Are we gonna
Uh,
score 25.5 points?
That's where I'm at. I want to know where
This is-
Muff lands because he's.
I'm the
If
ultimate
you
Iowa
go back
under guy.
last year, Muff was nailed a lot of Iowa bets. So I want to hear what Muff has to say about Iowa.
Iowa under would be the play. I mean, that's just traditionally and statistically and everything should go towards Iowa under. I don't think, right? Iowa graduates a lot of good talent most years, and I just don't know enough about who's left. They did bring in a new offensive coordinator, I believe, or they've bolstered something on the offensive side of the ball. That I think is supposed to bring a new type of Iowa offense. So I'm going to let this play out. I'm going to stay away.
I'm very kind of tempted to take Utah State just because I literally don't know if Iowa State scores that many points.
I like Muff's under. I'm leaning that way.
Yeah, I'm staying away.
Just
Next
so
we
I
have-
can so I can try it.
Just hey, there's no time like the present.
Amen.
Akron at Temple. Temple favored by 10.5, over under 56.5. Stay away, stay away, stay away.
I think it's gonna be a fun game to watch.
That's probably true.
I think because if you think about like Temple from last year, not a bad team, mediocre, you know what I mean, right in the mid. And then Akron in the beginning of the year always comes out strong. It'll be a fun game to watch. Not something I'd put money on, but if you're channel surfing, your team's not on, try to get that game on.
Mhm. Next, we have a Texas battle. Rice at University of Texas. Texas favored by 35.5, over under 59.5. Is this the year where Texas is real?
Alex.
I truly, truly believe that this is the year that Texas is real. Texas is back. Mark it on the calendar.
Oh,
Horns
Oh.
up, Alex?
I am not going to go that far. I'm
I'm
not
gonna,
like horns upping, but I'm saying I do believe that they are real.
I want to soundbite this so bad, Muff.
Do it.
Alex said Texas is back.
They all. I mean, that doesn't mean I'm ever going to root for them over West Virginia.
You better pray to God WVU does not upset Texas, because
Maybe I'm putting the juju.
I'm gonna play that out there.
I'm putting the juju out in the world. I just said that there's not a chance in hell I would ever root for Texas over WVU.
Yeah,
I'm
but
saying,
after WVU wins, I'm gonna put this on a TikTok.
you will literally. I'm telling you right now that if WVU upsets Texas this year, you will not be able to bring me down. Like, you can try as hard as you want, but you will not bring me down. Like, I will be insufferable.
Insufferable.
If WVU wins one giant game this year, I will be insufferable.
Ooh, talk about that in a little bit.
Buffalo traveling to Wisconsin, ranked at number 19 to welcome the Luke Fickell era. In Wisconsin, favored by 27.5, over under 53.5 points.
I lean the over because Buffalo can score points, but I'm really nervous about which Fickle shows up. Are we getting Ohio State Fickle now that he's in the Big Ten? Or are we going to get Cincinnati Fickle, where he likes to show out? Like, which Fickle are we going to get?
And he's had 1 year in the transfer portal, puts a whole new scope to this of what personnel has he been able to bring in to either replicate Cincinnati, work towards what he had at Cincinnati, or is he just working with the traditional Wisconsin
ground and pound?
Right. And that, because that's the personnel that's available to him right now.
Yep.
And again, this is one of those, I don't know enough about what Wisconsin has, so I'm staying away.
This is definitely one of those, I want to see what the score is at the end. That will probably set up how I think about Wisconsin moving forward.
Right. And how they play, right? What type of game plan is in place.
Yeah.
I mean, you got to imagine they still have a ground and pound ability.
Sure.
But can they also put it in the air well?
Yeah, if they're airing that ball out, that's gonna set the tone for me.
And I believe they have a new quarterback. I think Graham Mertz transferred.
Yeah.
So again, you got a new quarterback. Is it somebody that was familiar with Luke Fickell, or is this somebody that's just totally new to everything?
Yeah.
Boise State at Washington. The purple team from the Northwest favored by 14.5, over under 58.5.
I don't know enough about either of these teams to really get involved.
Right.
Same. Historically, you think it's going to be a high scoring event, so you want to take the over here. But like you guys said, there's not enough knowledge there to. This is one of those West Coast situations where we don't watch them. So
yeah, no, that's how I feel about like several of these games. Like the next four, probably. I feel like, maybe not four, but I feel like it's hard. At this time of the year, because they're not teams that we talk about a lot and see a lot about. It makes it hard to pick. So I'll probably start off the season by staying away, because if I pick, it's purely just going to be a whim, and I'm trying to do that less.
There you go.
Next, we have UMass coming off a win in week 0, traveling to Auburn. Auburn favored by 35.5, over under 52.5 points. I don't know what to do.
I will do nothing in this game except watch it and root for Auburn because I like Auburn as a team, but I not enough to feel like they're going to cover 35.5. I think UMass comes out with a little bit of steam, a little chip on their shoulder from win, and it's not confident enough to take 35.5. And also not confident to not.
Yeah, I'm staying away.
Yep.
Me too.
USF at the Hilltoppers of Western Kentucky. Western Kentucky favored by 12.5, with the high mark of the week over under set at 70.5 points.
That over under is wild to me.
We're looking at like a 30, 40, a 40 to 28 game.
Who's going to score the 40 points? They're saying
Western Kentucky. 40? Yeah, Western Kentucky 42-ish.
I want to do it just because I want to be a part of it.
That 12.5 is an odd number.
Right?
It's just that doesn't resonate well. That they're saying some missed extra points, some crazy lines somewhere along the way.
Yeah, I feel
So
like this is the one they're saying is going to be chaotic.
yes, and we don't like chaos in sports gambling
Well, not right now. No.
unless we're the ones creating the chaos.
Right.
Up next, ooh boy, get excited! The University of Texas at San Antonio Roadrunners, beep beep, traveling to Houston, where the Roadrunners are favored by 1.5 points with an over under at 59.5. We're looking at like a 31-28 game. That's what's being projected here.
Something weird, not touching it. Feels weird.
I'm gonna. I want to take the meeps,
Yep.
but I'm not gonna week one.
All right. This
They're-
is me just feeling you guys out. I put them all on here.
Yeah, it's an away game. It's an away game for UTSA.
Some of these teams are testing my attention span, Jim.
Hey, buddy. I understand. I'm just feeling it all out.
I'm just kidding. I'm just teasing.
Up next, Toledo traveling to Champlain to take on the Illini of Illinois. Illinois favored by 9.5, over under 45.5. Give me Illinois to cover. Illinois' year in the Big Ten West.
I don't hate that take, Muff.
I am shocked at that take. I didn't think that you would come out as strong. Like
I mean, I have to back up my opinion, and this is the game that I need to start backing it up with. It's a 9.5. It's a good line. This is a battle of, I think, differing styles, and I think Illinois imposes their will over Toledo.
I'm going to tell you, I'm glad that you did that. I wanted to take that in another situation that I have outside of us. I'm glad you did that.
You're welcome. Next,
Yeah.
Big Ten matchup with Ohio State ranked at 3, traveling to Indiana. Ohio State favored by 29.5, over under 59.5. Jim, thoughts?
They just announced their starting quarterback is Kyle McCord. Did not sit well with some fans here in Columbus. He's not the one that they all thought would be the next guy.
Is there going to be a platoon, or is this starter is the starter?
No, I think if he shits the bed, I think this is the game where this is like, if he doesn't have things rolling, they could pull him out. I'm staying away simply because I'm a Ohio State fan, but I also would say stay away to anybody who wanted to bet this, because this is going to be a real test. Yes, Indiana, is, as we've said, is probably going to be dog shit, but 29.5 seems high to me.
I feel like I usually don't take Ohio State whenever they're favored like this, just on principle, but I think I'm going to change the tide. I really don't think Indiana's very good. I think Ohio State's going to be good. I think Ohio State's going to come out and smack them around.
I hope, buddy, as a fan. But
I know. I think I'm going to do it. I'm going to take Ohio State minus 29.5.
I said to somebody today, these first 4 games for Ohio State, if they come out and throw a bunch of score up, then I'm going to be one happy man. Like, I'm going to feel real good for the season, but I do not have a lot of faith right now.
All right. Up next, Nevada at number 6, USC. USC favored by 38.5 with an over-under at 66.5.
I want USC. Like, I want to take that. I think they cover, but like, I'm still stuck on Nevada from when I was a kid. You know what I mean? Like,
Colin Kaepernick, Nevada.
yeah, like that can score at will, and so I'm staying away because of bad juju vibes. Like,
Well, and USC's defense may not
Sucked.
show up.
right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, the over may be the best play there.
I looked
Yeah.
at the over, but 66.5 is a little high for me.
I mean, USC can easily put up 40, 50 points. It's what can Nevada do to add to the total.
Right.
That's what this comes down to me.
And we don't know. We don't know what
Yeah.
Nevada is.
Yeah, USC is going to put up those points. That is going to happen. But
Yep.
can Nevada trail along well enough to get that number up?
Yep.
Middle Tennessee State at Alabama. Bama 39.5 point favorites, over under 51.5. I'm staying away, but Alabama is typically a covering machine in week 1.
Yeah, I'm actually going to take. Well, no, I think I'm going to go. I think this was the one I said I'm going to do Alabama Middle Tennessee over 51.5, because I feel like at the point that Alabama covers 39.5, I think I can see Alabama covering most of the 51.5 by themselves and letting Middle Tennessee State get like 2 field goals.
So take them both.
I might. We'll see. We'll see how the numbers shake out in the end.
Yeah.
Texas Tech at Wyoming. Texas Tech favored by 14 over under 50.5.
Texas Tech could be sneaky decent this year.
Sneaky mid or sneaky like
sneaky mid. Not sneaky good. Sneaky mid.
sneaky mid. Okay.
I don't like taking round numbers though. Like I don't like Texas Tech minus 14. I feel like that's setting yourself up for a push. So I'm not gonna.
Number 21, North Carolina traveling to South Carolina with North Carolina favored by 2.5 over under 64.5. I feel like we're missing something here. It's at South Carolina, which is usually a heavy favorite to them on the line.
I just still feel
UNC
like
is a good number at 2.5 with Drake May.
I don't know.
I need you guys to tell me because this is one of those that I need feedback.
See, what I don't like about this is the over-under seems too high for a South Carolina game to me.
Remember, this is a team that upset some people last year. But
Right.
they had,
I mean,
they had Rattler, right?
Remember, this is also SEC versus ACC. So is an SEC team beating an ACC team a huge upset? I mean, it's only a 2.5 point line. I'm staying away just because I don't like the conference matchup with an SEC team hosting.
But let's say there's a gun to your head and you don't have an option.
I take North Carolina to cover.
I agree.
Okay.
Let's move on to the best game of the week.
Moving on to Saturday Night Football primetime on NBC because of the Big Ten media deal that Kevin negotiated.
Because it's WVU and they wanted them on primetime.
This may be one of the better Saturday night Big Ten primetime games we see all season as far as hype. With WVU traveling to State College, take on Penn State. At Penn State favored by 20.5 over under 50.5.
I think I'm going to bet the over. And I don't like to bet on WVU games because I feel like I just end up double upset most of the time. But I feel good about the over.
I feel good about Penn State covering. I think WVU falls flat on their face.
Muff, you know what would help?
On a night game.
You licked my butthole.
It's usually a gym line that Alex tosses out the gym at some point.
Well, it needed to come out to you early.
I mean, I think Penn State wins by 24 plus. Now you can ask me to lick your news. Jim, thoughts?
Tim's gonna let me be mad at Muff for a change.
That's fair. Jim's staying away just for the fact that he gets to observe Alex be upset at me.
Yeah.
Old Dominion at Virginia.
You know what? I'll
Tech.
give you a thought. I'll
Yeah.
give you a thought.
Okay.
I win in this. I win. Because if WVU beats Penn State, I am going to fucking romp James Franklin for a week.
Just 1 week?
This Muff, if WVU beats Penn State, I will try not to be, but I will probably become insufferable.
It's going to be.
I won't be direct. It won't be direct shit talking to you. It'll just be my level of excitement.
How come Penn State's ranking isn't on this? Every other team is ranked, has the ranking on here, but Penn State doesn't.
Jim typed this.
I got tired.
Who got tired, which is why the later matchups also have the rankings. Except
I don't know what
Penn
happened.
I don't know. All right.
But if Penn State beats WVU, I just get to keep business as usual.
Yeah. I mean, that's nothing. Honestly, you don't get to write home about that.
No, but he then gets to say, oh, good job, Alex. You could have done something great, but you didn't.
All right. Coastal at UCLA.
Old Dominion at Virginia Tech.
Oh, we took a couple out.
No, I took those out.
We took a couple out that we couldn't talk about anymore. Okay. He could tell that my ADD was wandering.
Yeah, we got rid of those. We're moving on.
Our guys, the Chanticleers of Coastal Carolina, traveling to Los Angeles to take on UCLA. UCLA favored by 14.5 over under 65.5. I mean, I want to take our guys, but they're also traveling like all the way across the country for this game.
I still like it. Like, there's going to be a team that gets upset. right? Like there's gonna be an upset. It's what happens every week one.
Hmm.
If there was gonna be an upset in this bunch that makes sense besides the WVU game, this is the next one. For me.
I mean, that's fair, and I'm not gonna knock you. But if you really feel there's gonna be an upset, you can take Coastal money line.
I may.
Ooh, Jim puts a pick up for the risky pick. That
I
is
may.
I would.
very
It
risky.
would be fun to jump on for the risky pick.
That is very risky. It's a 14.5 point dog.
I might do that.
All right. Next, we have Northwestern traveling to New Jersey to take on Rutgers. Rutgers, in a turn of events, is favored in this matchup by 6.5 points, probably mostly due to the turmoil of the Northwestern program.
You see how Alex just jumped off the show? Like he's Mr. Hollywood?
Did he?
Yeah. Now we just got the A. Like he's Captain Freaking America. I just wanted to hear who you got, Muff, on this one.
I really am leaning towards Rutgers, as much as that pains me.
Yeah, me too.
It's at Rutgers. Northwestern is just in shambles. Like, I'm gonna
Yeah.
lean that way, and we'll find out if I'm gonna go with it.
Yeah, I like that too. I think it's a good one. Then we got Oregon State, number 18, against San Jose State. Oregon State favored 16 and a half. This could be another upset. It's like third on my upset alert.
I'm staying away because I have no idea what either of the teams have got going for them.
San Jose State is decent. You know what I mean?
And Oregon State typically doesn't play as well away.
Yeah.
Right? They have a good home presence, not usually as good away. So week one matchup, I'm staying away.
Okay, here's another big one, Buff. I need feedback, buddy.
This is a big one.
Number 5, LSU, and number 8, Florida State. LSU giving 2.5. Over under 55.5.
There is a lot of buzz around the Florida State program this year, saying that this might be a year that they come back to extreme relevancy, but
are they the new Texas?
They very well could be, which is why it's at Florida State, which bodes well for them. It's still the SEC ACC matchup that I don't like. And LSU finds a way, even in a year whenever people aren't talking about them, to stay in the conversation. And this is a game.
This is Brian Kelly's second year.
Mm-hmm. This is a game. This is one of those games that propels LSU into the legitimate national conversation if they win in week one. So for that, I'm going to stay away.
I got you. I
think it's a game I want to watch for sure.
Yeah.
But I feel like it's at the same time as another game that I'm going to be watching.
Yes, me too. I think, yes. And last on the picks, number 9, Clemson at Duke. Clemson favored by 12.5. Over under, again, 55.5.
This really is one of those, is Will Shipley just going to run over Duke?
Yes.
And that can happen, and it probably will happen. But traditionally, Clemson should be able to stop Duke with their pass rush, because Duke's not traditionally going to be running the ball. They're going to be airing it out.
Yeah.
But this is another one of those staying away for lack of knowledge.
Fair enough. Well, you want to take a break while we wait on Alex to get back? And we'll
on
tell
the
you
other on the other side.
Are we going to name these?
On the other side of this break, Alex did not want to take his laptop into the bathroom. You'll have to hear some Dumb and Dumber style explosive diarrhea. So Jim and I are going to bring this one home. Starting with our best bets. And we'll start with Alex. Alex is going to be taking Utah State plus 25.5, traveling to Iowa. Alex is going to take Texas to cover 35.5, hosting Rice. Alex is also taking Ohio State to cover 29.5, traveling to Indiana. Middle Tennessee State, Alabama over 51.5, and the Penn State WVU over 50.5.
Some wild picks he has there. Wild. I don't know that I would. I don't know that I would mess with Ohio State, and I don't know that I would mess with the WU game at all. But that's his business as a fan. Good for him.
Good for Alex. Jim?
I'm going to take Utah -6.5 against Florida, UNC -2.5 against South Carolina. I am going to take LSU -2.5 against Florida State. I'm taking the under 45 in the Utah State versus Iowa. I'm taking Illinois -9.5 against Toledo.
Right. Jim and Alex both have 5 picks. I'm going to go with 4. I'm going to take Miami, Florida to cover -17.5. And take Illinois to cover 9.5, hosting Toledo. I'm going to take Penn State to cover 20.5, hosting WVU. And I'm going to take Rutgers to cover 6.5, hosting Northwestern. I have home favorites across the board.
It's smart.
It seems to be a good strategy for me.
You're playing the small ball game. Playing the homers.
We'll start out small ball and see what happens. So now we come to the place where we would wish to have Alex. We may leave our specialty picks unnamed until we can bring Alex back into the fold. But to start off, we're going to use the old terminology until we come up with a new one. The Mike Allstott hit stick pick of the week.
Kapow, pow, pow.
This is the lock. This is the one that we say tail this, put 2 or 3 units on it, take it to the bank. Last year, I didn't bring the stats from last year, but last year I think this was just under 500.
Just a little bit.
But I think we started off strong.
We did.
Right. And then we kind of faltered as the season went on. First, we usually look at, do we have any common picks?
You and I do. We have the Illinois game. Alex is nowhere in the ballpark with us.
Yeah.
So
I think that Illinois to cover might be the
I think
ticket.
he'd be okay with that.
I don't think Alex would raise any cane about that one.
Yeah.
So the Mike Allstott hit stick pick of the week is Illinois to cover 9.5, hosting Toledo. Next in the specialty pick is the risky pick of the week, which has gone through many renditions.
We're just leave it at risky.
We'll leave it at risky. It's been in the past. It's been the Urban Meyer risky pick of the week.
Classic. I still think it should be that after that documentary.
It's probably not bad. We could maybe resurrect that name. It has also been the Kim Kardashian risky pick of the week.
Mm-hmm.
I think it had one other namesake, and I forget what it was.
It had a WVU coach in there.
It was Neil Brown. Yep.
Yeah.
It's had those 3 renditions over the past 2 years. Urban Meyer has had the longest tenure in that. So the risky pick, obviously, this is going to be something that I have to be persuaded on because I have all favorites on my board. I'm taking no underdogs.
And we can go
So while Jim's considering this, the risky pick has to be a money line underdog.
we talked about
Straight
that
up.
Coastal game.
It's such a high spread though. That's what I don't like about it. I'm not saying that I won't consider it. I'm just saying that makes it tough.
And it is for the boys.
I just don't know if I have anything I can put up against it. That's going to be the bigger thing.
And then you took the Rutgers game. That was the other thing I was going to throw, so we can't do that. What about that Purdue game?
Taking Fresno money line.
Yeah, that's
or we could get real crazy and take Hawaii.
Not a bad one.
Hawaii is a 3.5 point dog hosting Stanford.
Not a bad one.
So I'd say we're between those 3, huh?
Yeah.
Hawaii, Purdue, and Fresno, or Hawaii, Fresno, and Coastal. We take it down to 2. We can do a coin flip. We can have the light decide.
I think all right. So which one would you take out?
I would probably take out Fresno.
Yeah, me too.
The light will decide.
Everything on the show is decided by that.
All right. I will let you. Well, let's Coastal will be the light, right?
Oh yeah,
Our guys get to be the
our
light
guys
side.
are the light.
Oh, we get to have a Chanticleer round 1, week 1, risky pick of the week. Coastal
do it.
Carolina money line is a 14.5-point dog, traveling across the country to take on UCLA.
That's exciting.
That does make me excited to be able to cheer for it.
I'll probably bet that too. I'll be honest with you.
It's not bad. It's not bad. So the parlay. This is usually our three most confident plus a consensus fourth. Gonna be tough
There's only two of us.
with two of us. Now we can look at Alex's and consider Alex's confidence.
I would put the Ohio State game from Alex's if I had to choose from Alex.
Alex did seem pretty confident with that.
Yeah.
So Ohio State to cover 29.5, traveling to Indiana. We'll put that up as Alex's pick. I'll go next. Question mark.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna put up Penn State.
Oh, okay.
Nope, I can't do that. I can't do that to Alex.
Yeah, no.
I can't do it. Can't do it. Oh, never mind. I apologize. The consensus pick is the hit stick pick.
Yeah.
The Illinois to cover 9.5 automatically goes in. That's our consensus.
Yep.
Which means I have to choose another game, and I choose Miami, Florida.
Okay. I'm feeling real good about the LSU game. That's gonna be mine.
Jim takes LSU to cover 2.5 as his contribution, taking on Florida State, traveling to Tallahassee. Tallahassee? Is that word?
Yeah.
Okay.
Not Gainesville.
We always feel confident in this when we put down.
This feels good though. This feels right.
We have, let's just see, we have 2 home favorites and we have 2 away favorites.
Yeah, I have no problem betting that, I think.
This I can get on board and put some money down for the parlay.
Yeah. This
All right.
feels I mean, we lost Alex, but I feel like we did him good. I feel like he'll be okay with this.
I feel like he's not going to be upset with the decisions that we've made in his absence.
Yeah.
All right. Awesome. Well, this brings us to the end, which, again, we were looking for a new song.
Well, I think we have it.
Do we? I don't remember.
The payday song.
Oh, the Payday song. You're
Yeah.
going to have to resend me that link, I think,
You got it, Muff.
so that I can prepare the music.
Yeah.
And if there's a specific part in that song, let me know. Because
There will be a payday, Muff. That's all that matters for us.
there will be a payday.
There will be a payday.
So that brings us to the end of this week's episode of Sports Stuff Betting Stuff. As a reminder, follow us at SportsGMF on Instagram and Twitter. Get with us on YouTube. Get with us on Facebook. Make sure that you comment, subscribe, comment, rate, review, like, poke, tickle, get the bell
Get
on.
the bell on.
Do all of the things.
All the things.
All the things. Get on board. Trail us all the way to the Brinks truck.
Ooh.
Right into the garage. Unloading stacks and stacks and fat stacks of money. And if I remembered how this payday song, Jim, I would lead us into that, but I don't remember.
There will be a payday. Hallelujah. What a payday.